What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Appreciate everybody for joining us over here at the Chop Shop for the post-game reaction of the Rockets versus the Orlando Magic. This was, oh man. What we gonna do, fellas? What we gonna do? We keep coming in here night after night, game after game, and we talk about the improvement, development, and what we seeing on the court. And ultimately, we talk about the same thing over and over. It's the same thing. It's redundant right now. It's crazy, just eerie similar to every game that we lose in a similar fashion. Now, why we can't seem just to be consistent enough to beat teams on our level. Now, if this was a veteran team, if this was a team that was really, had aspirations of championship or something, or was just a really good, solid, looking good. It's like they caught their stride. They got some significant wins over pretty good contending team, just like we do. So it was kind of a look in the mirror type game for us and see who's trending which way as far as young cores. And because when we met them the first go around, they didn't have Markelle Fultz and he was hurt, and they didn't really have guards. And for the most part, we played good. We played well. We played well enough to win for 3.5 quarters. But they outlasted us. It seemed like they got their stuff together at the right time, and we crumbled at the most crucial times, which is crunch time. That's not what you want to see against another team that's supposed to be on your level. Now, saying that we did lose, it's not just the point that we lost. Look how we lost. One word: zone. We cannot beat a zone. As a professional team, you never see a team run a zone for a whole half of basketball, because it's not really a sufficient way of playing basketball in this modern game. Like defensively, it's used as a offhand pitch, or a curveball type. It's almost into the gimmicky type thing. Like, we know we're not good enough to compete, and we can't stay in front of you guys defensively, so we're gonna run a zone, play our zone, get coverages, clog the middle, make y'all beat us, make y'all swing us, and make y'all get us out of position. Just let me know, fellas, when was the last time y'all seen an NBA team run a zone for a whole half? The fact that we can't beat the zone is very, 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 very troubling. It's troubling, because what are we doing at practice? Now, we seen this the last 4 games. What I always say, it's a copycat league. One team see you can't do it, the next team is going to do it. The next team is going to do it. The next team is going to do it. So in practice, this is a Achilles heel for your team. This is what we should be working on in practice. That's our biggest Achilles heel. We cannot beat a high school level zone. There's no real, you know, scheming in a zone. You got this area, you got that area, you got that area, you got that area. You can't run them out of that. In a zone, you're supposed to swing the ball, move it, drive, penetrate, cut. This is how you get them big guys to move their feet. There's no way 7-foot guys up and down the roster should be able to effectively play a zone against the athletic backcourt that we have. Shouldn't be no way that they can do it, but they did it. Because our guards just shits their brains out whenever they see a zone. And evidently, our coaches do too. That's crazy that an NBA team can run a zone on you for a full half and take you completely out of your element. Make you completely look like you don't know what you're doing after that. Like, what are we doing? You can't sit here and tell me that these guys are so intellectually challenged that you cannot explain how to draw up a zone buster to beat a zone. If they cannot beat a zone, what the hell are we doing? What are we doing? This is crazy. It's nuts. You go to a zone for like the last ditch effort. Like, it's a Hail Mary for defenses usually. This is a Hail Mary. We letting a low percentage defense beat us. If this was football, we would lose on a Hail Mary every game, but the Hail Mary, they doing Hail Marys for 2 straight quarters. Think about that. What are we doing? You can't effectively draw up a zone buster and have these guys go out and execute a zone buster. You bring up any college team right now, even a high school team, bro, and make them play against a zone. They know the concepts of how to beat a zone. They see it. This is the level of play that they're on. And you cannot get NBA players, guards, to effectively beat a zone. But you can do it on a high school level. You can do it on a college level. But you telling me this is so foreign to you that you cannot do it on the NBA level? Teams do not. I'm trying to drive this point home to y'all. Teams do not run a zone for 2 straight quarters, man. They don't do it. Like, and this is really getting concerning. It's not like we lost to a boxing one, or a trap, or we lost to a vanilla ass zone. We lost to the most basic defense imaginable. Bro, if y'all don't understand this, like, what are we doing? I would never think from watching NBA basketball that a team can just totally not figure out in 2 quarters. Yeah, I give you a quarter. They ran a zone, a half a quarter. I give it to you. That makes you up. But for 2 quarters, you had at least 5 timeouts within those 2 quarters to draw up a zone buster. And if they spam in the zone, spam that play. They gonna come out of the zone. They don't really want to play the zone anyway. But they know we can't beat it. They know we can't beat it. This is crazy. It's concerning. It really is. Now, KJ Martin had a good game. I'm off my soapbox. We're gonna go ahead and dig into the game, what we seen from the game. KJ Martin had a good game. Sengun had a good game when they actually ran the offense through him. He was the only one that looked like he can break the zone. We got a perfect guard in Ty Washington sitting on the bench that can break a zone easily because he got a floater. This is what he do. Like, he's the perfect guard to put in there to break a zone. But no, you want 8-ball, bowling ball, crashing into everybody, dribbling off his legs, nicks, to come in and play backup point guard. Like, it just seemed like everybody is asleep at the wheel. Our franchise is not serious. They not serious right now. They punting on these young guys' careers, and it's starting to piss me off. They prioritizing the wrong things, and it's crazy. We don't do this. This is like, people like, my wife. She always like, man, this is just a game. It's, you a fan. Yeah, I'm a fan, but I'm invested in this team. Whether you like it or not, us fans are emotionally, physically, financially, sometimes invested in this team. Most fans are. This is not what fans, this is not what we want to see. Like, this type of stuff right here, it just, unless you just a die hard. Normal fair weather fans, they'll leave. They gone. Matter of fact, they are gone. Us guys right here in his chat doing this, we are the diehard fans. If we was winning, we'll probably have 1,000 people in here right now. If we was competent, we'll probably have 1,000 people in here right now. If we was showing promise, we probably at least have 600-700 people in here. Watch it. Like, watch. Just watch the numbers when we start winning, if we ever start winning. Because I don't know how far away that's going to be. I hope we still be able to wake up and come and do this by the time we start winning. Because you never know with rebuilds, and it's a lot of questions that we gotta answer. Like, our front office is just out to lunch. They like, I'm not space. They space. They space ghosts. Them the space ghosts in the front office. It's Raphael Stone. Where is he? I ain't seen him. Like, I ain't heard him saying. I ain't heard nothing like, oh, Raphael Stone is trying to do this. Like, you don't have a tanking team. When you got the worst team in the league, you should be doing like this. Picking up calls all the time. Why wait until 5 days before the trade deadline to start picking up calls, accepting calls, and actually really trying to hammer down deals? This is crazy. This is just crazy, man. Sorry, I went on another rant. But man, this is like prime rant material. They just giving us too much material. Like, rants don't happen just to happen. We got material. Everybody should be. I know all of y'all are ranting, bro. This is crazy. But we gonna get to it, man. Let me go ahead and get to it like we always do about this time, man. Let me see. I hit the wrong button. Did I erase my... Huh. Oh, there it go. That's crazy. All right, here we go. I pressed the wrong button. Let's see. Subscribers and memberships. What's good? Dunye Thomas, appreciate you for renewing your membership for the second month. Appreciate you, girl. Thank you. Or lady, my bad. Rob Too Low, appreciate you for renewing your membership as well. Leandro Castro, appreciate you for re-ing up in the membership as well. Bubba Eats, appreciate you for subscribing to the Chop Shop. CP, I think that might be you. Carlos Prada, is that you? Appreciate you for purchasing. What did you purchase? A Jabari zip up hoodie. Appreciate you for purchasing the hoodie from the Chop Shop store. Appreciate that, CP. Believe that's Carlos Pera. I think that's you. They don't give us the full names, they just give us initials. I don't know why, that's dumb. Dwight Botro, appreciate you for subscribing to the channel. Now this must be some today. I'ma holler out. Let's see, let's roll call. Baba Shola, appreciate you, Baba Shola, for joining us. Dan Deach, what's happening, Dan Deach? Joe Blue, what's good, Joe Blue? KC, what's happening, KC? Swaggy D, what's good, Swaggy D? Jose Potter, what's good, Jose Potter? Okay, that wasn't Jose Potter. I think I said Carlos Potter. I'm tripping. Jose Potter. Merc One, what's good, Merc One? Cubala, what's good? What's happening? Appreciate you for joining us over there at the Chop Shop. Here we go. Step back takes. What's happening? Step back takes. Let's see. Zachary saying, what's good, Zachary saying? Appreciate you for joining us. Here we go. Let's roll them down. Third Coast Alliance. What's happening, Third Coast Alliance? John Doe. What's happening, John Doe? Appreciate you for joining us over here at the Chop Shop. Midnight. What's good, Midnight? Ricky Johnson. What's happening, Ricky Johnson? DJ Generation. The chat boss is here with us. What's good, DJ Generation? DF the God. What's happening? Johnny Johnson the fifth. CSG. We all we got. What's happening? Chop Shop Gang. What's good with you, Johnny Johnson? JNRZ. What's happening, JNRZ? KJ. What's good, KJ? Appreciate you for joining us. Green for us. What's happening, Green for us? Appreciate you for joining us over here. AI Productions. What's happening, AI Productions? T. What's good, T? Keep it easy on your boy Shangoon today, T. The real Marcus West. What's happening, the real Marcus West? Appreciate you for joining us over here. Big B, Brandon Simpson. What's happening, Brandon Simpson? Appreciate you for joining us over here at the Chop Shop, man. Let's get it. Who else we got in here with us? Drop them in the chat. Let me shout you out. Rob Cortez. What's good, Rob Cortez? Appreciate you for joining us. James Pierce. What's good, James Pierce? Ricky Johnson. Let's see. Local Chief. What's happening, Local Chief? Appreciate you. Let's get it popping up in here in the Chop Shop, man. Let's go. Let's see. Is that everybody? Leandro Castro. What's good, Leandro Castro? Appreciate you for joining us over here at the Chop Shop. Let's see. Who is that? Faded Opinion. What's happening, Faded Opinion? Appreciate you for joining us over here at the Chop Shop, man. Let's get it. Let me know if anybody want the link. I'll drop the link. You can come up and say your piece yourself. Matter of fact, here you go, the link, just in case anybody want to join me up here and get your take off yourself. So I'm going to just roll right on with it and give y'all my take from the game. This game is just really it was heartbreaking at the end to see that professionals that real life professionals that do this for a living could not break a elementary or high school level zone. That's like the running theme that most of us should take out of this game. You know, that's the running theme that everybody should take out this game. We're not even competent enough. We're not competent enough as a team, as an organization, to beat a freaking zone. What is up with that? What is up with that? Hold on. What we got right there? What we got? DJ Generation, he said, oh, you gifted 5 Rockets Chop Shop members. Okay. I don't know who's gonna. I guess I don't know if they're randomly giving them out right now. I haven't got the official notification for it, DJ. But I don't know what's going on with that. But who got the? Let me see. Who got the membership? I don't see it, DJ. Let me see what's going on. What is happening? I don't know what's going on with that, DJ. But appreciate you. I guess whenever it comes through and whoever gets it, I guess let me know. I'm not getting a notification for it. I don't know if that's. I don't know what is. I think somebody gotta click it to see. Hey, click it. See if anybody who click it. See if somebody click it to get it. Is it a free for all? Okay. Let's see. Let's see if we can rectify this real quick. Cause DJ trying to be generous and give y'all some memberships out, man. Let me see, man, cause I want my boy DJ to get it. He says, I think people have to set their account to accept free memberships. Okay. If you don't have your account open to accept memberships, there it is. Somebody getting it. Baba Shola got it. What did you do to get that, Baba Shola? Let us know. Appreciate you for joining us over here, Baba Shola, at the Chop Shop. Thank you for becoming a member. Did you do anything for that, Baba Shola, or did that just randomly give it to you? Let me know. Cause these gift thing is new. It's like a Christmas thing. I don't think it's gonna be around forever. It's like a promotion type thing. So while we have it, okay, it said, okay, Baba Shola says you gotta allow gifts. So if anybody want them gifts, man, you better go to your chat settings or something like that and click on that gift. And I'm guessing there's 4 more left up for grabs. Baba Shola got him one. Okay, there it is. Johnny Johnson got him one. Appreciate you for becoming a member, Johnny Johnson. CSG. We all we got. Appreciate you, Johnny Johnson. Let's see. There you go. Now y'all got it. Y'all got it. Y'all better get them. I think most people in here probably already in our membership, DJ. You done put everybody on, you know what I'm saying? But appreciate that, DJ. Good looking out as always, man. You know how DJ Generation get down. That's what's up. 3 more left out there to get. If you get it, better get it. If you want it, better get it. They hot commodities right now. But yeah, Back to the game. Back to the game. Let's look at some stats, man. Let's go ahead and get the ugly truth out the way. Franz Wagner was efficient as heck on us, man. He was really good. Started hitting threes. He worked the mid range. He went to the goal. He looked like a complete player out there. He led his team in with 25 points, 2 rebounds, and Paolo Banchero was right behind him with 23 points, 13 rebounds, and 3 assists. Cole Anthony, he did his thing off the bench, came in and gave them 15 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists. They just played a zone on us. They really, I think that's not too bad. Like we didn't won against teams that was more efficient than us, that had more points than us, like backcourts like that. They just didn't run a zone on us. They just didn't know to run a zone, and we can't beat it. That's bottom line. Our offense got stagnant. We couldn't beat the zone primarily. Kevin Porter Jr., he really had a pretty good game. I'm not going to front. Let's see. Alistair Auguste became a member. Appreciate you, Alistair Auguste, for becoming a member over here at Chop Shop. Thank you. Good looking out, DJ Generation, for gifting that. Appreciate it. Now that I'm thinking about it, DJ Generation, I think you left one of those gifts unopened in that other stream we had. A couple of them, I believe, because I was wondering why they didn't go off. But yeah, that's good to know. That's how you receive them. Yeah, Kevin Porter Jr. I was gonna come in and almost rave about him until the fourth quarter. He looked good. He made the right plays for the most part. He had a turnover here. It wasn't turnover there. Turnovers didn't even start killing us until the fourth quarter. We had 8 of them in the fourth quarter alone. We ended up with like 17 of them. So we had 9 turnovers for 3 quarters. 9 turnovers for 3 quarters. The last quarter, we had 8. That's your ball game. That's basically your ball game right there. When crunch time came, we turned it over, gave it to them. We fought. Kevin Porter Jr., he tried to make up, had the and 1 3-point shot for the 4-point play. Gave us a little bit of hope. Then they just came right back down, almost uncontested shot. Bum. And it was over from there. Don't let they record fool you. Orlando Magic is a legit team. They got very, very tall guys, similar to everybody on that team is almost a mirror of each other, and they all like 6'10", 11, 7 foot, 7'4" with Bo. Like, they made it hard on us getting to the rim, but we still did. We did fairly well going to the rim. It wasn't our offense. It wasn't our defense for the most part. It was our offense. We couldn't figure out how to effectively bust open a screen. That's the running thing. We couldn't figure it out. Alperen Sengun, he had a pretty good game. He was 13 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists. This was one of those old vintage type Sengun games. This is the type of points stat line I expected him to be around most of the year. But for the most of the year, he's been high points, low assists, high rebounding. This type of all-around game is what I expected Sengun to come in and give us pretty much every game. Around this area, 13 to 10 points, 9 to 10 rebounds, anywhere from 5 to 8 assists a game. He had a Sengun type game. He had a monster dunk. He was good. Sengun was good. He was good, but our guards just can't navigate a zone. We bogged down, started playing 1-on-1 ISO in the fourth quarter when everything then we just couldn't figure out how. This is what's crazy because we seen kind of beginning of the fourth quarter they started giving it to Sengun. Sengun in the middle. That's how you want something in the middle to collapse the defense, kick it back out on a zone. They did that like twice and then just stopped. Like, what's up? And it worked. The 2 times that it worked, they stopped doing it. Selfishness. Real Marcus West, what's happening? Just became a member. Gifted by DJ Generation. Appreciate you, Real Marcus West, for joining us over here at the Chop Shop in our membership program. Yes. Appreciate you. Now, let me get to some of these comments, man. I see y'all filling it up. Before we do, you know how you gotta do. You gotta hit that like and subscribe button. Hit the notification as well so you can get all of. Do I gotta hit it again? Hit the like button and the subscribe button and the notification button as well. I've been noticing we've been having, we get a nice little bit of people in here and watch our live stream. The like to view ratio count is not good. Let's hit the like button, people. Get it in there. Let's hit the like button. The least you can do. If you enjoy the content, hit the like button. That's all we ask. That's all we ask over here at the Chop Shop. Thank you. But yeah, let me get to some of these comments, man. Let's see. What y'all doing? What y'all talking about over here? I'm going to just pick somewhere. Y'all got it filled up. Here we go. Let's see. I like that fun, says Silas gotta go. We need Lucas. Do you think we need Lucas? Do you think Lucas is going to be the guy to take us to a championship? Or you saying we just need Lucas to finish this rebuild? Just elaborate on that a little bit since you want Lucas. Because I would think the next coach, because Lucas, he kind of old. I don't know how much do he really want to be a head coach again. I think that's kind of on Lucas. It's not a bad option. He'll be familiar with the guys. The guys will be familiar with him. He's a long-term coach with his age and thing. That's something I think you got to think about. James Pierce says Dan Stone should be on the hot seat soon to make this roster fit. Silas might be gone with Stone soon to follow. I give Stone next season. Yeah, I give Stone next season to really put a competent team together. He got to do it next season. We don't have no picks. We can't be just sitting back saying, hey, it's okay. We can lose. We got a good pick coming. We don't. We're going to have to swap it. We're going to have to give it. No, I think it's no swap. I think it's just OKC's. So, hey, Stone, after this year, you're on the clock, brother. You're on the clock. I like that fun, says Silas is enabling this team to be terrible. I hear you. I agree. Joe Blue says cover Knicks first on stats. Cover Knicks, man. Knicks, I don't even want to look at Knicks stats. Let me see, man. Because I didn't even look at Knicks. I'm pretty sure it's god awful. DJ Generation says Stone won't be on the hot seat until after next season. I hear you. Stone got a little bit longer leash than Silas, of course. Of course he do. But with a pretentious owner like your boy, you know who your boy is, Tillman. You just never know what'll happen. He could probably just come in one day and be like, I ain't feeling it no more. I ain't feeling it. Something's got to change and get rid of everybody. So, Tillman a wild card. He always, if you know, if you know, they was interviewing about his little book and all that. He's a competitive guy. I'm pretty sure he's not satisfied with what he's seeing. He's not. Let's see. Here we go. Let's get him out. Let's run him off. Let's dig deep into these stats. Jabari Smith Jr. played 28 minutes. He was 4 for 11, 2 for 5 from three-point line. He had no free throws. He had 5 rebounds. He had 3 blocks though, and a steal. He just and he was a +9. He was a +9 in the game we lost by 6. Jabari wasn't the problem. Sengun, 32 minutes, 5 for 8, 0 for 1 from 3, 3 for 6 from three-point line. We missed a lot of free throws. He had, like I said, he had 12 rebounds, 6 assists. He was actually just a 0, so he wasn't negative either. Our starters, for the most part, played fairly well. Eric Gordon, 3 for 11, 2 for 6. What he had? 5 rebounds, 4 assists. He had a turnover. He was a +2. He only had 8 points though. Kevin Porter Jr., he was 35 minutes, 12 for 19 from the field, 5 for 9 from the three-point line. He actually shot well from the three-point line tonight. 2 for 3 from free throws. He was mainly our whole offense today. I mean, when we needed it seemed like he was the one that really stepped up. He had 31 points, as I said before, but he had 5 turnovers. That's one thing, man. That's the one thing about when he have games like this. When he have games like this and these 5 turnovers, it's hard to come in here with the full. Like if you're a KPJ truther and say that 5 turnovers is all right, it's acceptable. You know, that 5 turnovers is not acceptable. No matter how well he played on offense, 5 turnovers is not acceptable. Let's see who else played. Usman, he played 13 minutes, 0 for 2. Usman's offense is just so hard. He got the offensive rebound several times. Defensive rebound several times, and let the team just take it from him. I'm like, bro, what is up? How you just letting these guys take the ball out your hand like 2-3 times in a row? What is up with that? KJ Martin, I actually thought he played well, but he was in a tanking type lineup. He was 7 for 11, 2 for 4 from 3, 2 for 2 from free throw line. He had 5 rebounds and 4 assists to go along with 18 points. He was our bench, but he was a -14. That's how plus minuses will fool you. As good as KJ Martin looked and played, he was the second lowest plus minus that we had. -14, and Tari Eason was a -15. He was 2 for 4 with he only played 21 minutes. And he had 9 points. He was a -15. A -15. So our bench, their bench really outplayed our bench. Truthfully. We missed too many free throws. We turned the ball over at the wrong time in the fourth quarter. When you need ball security, we gave it up. And we couldn't beat the zone. I don't know. I'm gonna keep saying it. Y'all just gonna have to just, I don't know, deal with it. We couldn't beat the zone, bro. We couldn't beat the zone. That's crazy. for 2 straight quarters. That's I know all of y'all know that's unacceptable. I know y'all know that's unacceptable. Caleb Clemens, dub. I hear you. What you Orlando Magic fan, Caleb? Or you a Houston Rockets fan that's pro tank? Let me know, Caleb, if you're still in here with us. DJ Generation, he says, I think Silas is done. He will make it through the season, but he's gone after that. I'm hoping you right, bro. I'm hoping you right. Ain't no reason for him to stay here. I see no real reason for him to stay. Kubalai says, okay, I agree that the defense should be made. But when the pass should be made, the match was lost because of unnecessary 4 shots. When will they pass the ball to LP? I said that. He was the only one that was really capable of breaking the zone. And they totally went away. From him to do it. He was the only one that was doing it. If you ain't gonna put Tata in, I'm sorry, hit my mic. If you ain't gonna put Tata in to break the zone from the guard position, do it from the center spot. You know, ain't nothing wrong with doing it from the center spot. We couldn't do it at all from nowhere. So what is the shame of running it through Sengun if you seeing it work? It worked. Until it don't work, then go get away from it. It worked like 2-3 possessions in a row. Nah, it don't matter. Don't matter. We're gonna still keep doing the same thing. Looking at each other, passing the ball, looking at each other like a deer in the headlights because you see a basic zone that you done seen or should have seen in UAA and intermediate and high school, and you should have seen this type of defense, bro. It's the same exact concept. Different players, same concept. Like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Ozcon Oz, what's good, Ozcon Oz? He says, boys trying to win games, but coaches ain't letting them, bro. It's sad to see that. I agree. Joe Blue super chatted too. Well, what Joe Blue said, let's see what Joe Blue says. Joe Blue says, can't forget Knicks, 13 minutes, 0 points, 1 assist. I did forget Knicks. Huh? That was the whole reason why I went over there to see Knicks, and I still forgot him because he was just so bad. I didn't even want to talk about Knicks. You know what I'm saying? Like, you right, Joe Blue. That's crazy, man. Like, you got Tata on the bench. He came in the last game, scored 9 points in 4 minutes. You know, set up a couple of dimes, but nah. The floater and all that, the passing, the vision, the IQ that Knicks clearly lacks. Tata have it, but this man is relegated to the bench. And it seems like we are the only team that's doing this to these young players, man. All these young rookies get burned on other teams. Unless they are just a championship level team, we see all these other teams roll out their rookies consistently that they put their draft stock into and share the minutes around to get them guys real on-ball development. We are the only team that keep rolling out. You see Terrence Ross? Let's just give Terrence Ross for example. Terrence Ross is our Eric Gordon. What is Terrence Ross doing over there in Orlando? He's coming off the bench. They are not forcing this man to go out there and be a starter. They clearly understand. We got 2 other guards that's younger that needs development. Terrence Ralston had his day. They know that. And they're tanking or whatever. Terrence Ross is not playing 28 to 30 minutes for them. Like, what are we doing? Seriously, Eric Gordon is not going to be here when it's time to win a championship. He's not. Why invest all of these minutes and all of these resources into a guy that you just probably going to end up looking like you're going to just have to cut because you ain't getting off of him? This is insanity. It's crazy. You shouldn't have to be told this. Nobody in here is a coach. Nobody in here is just a high-level basketball mind to where we don't understand, we can't. We haven't been to school and we're not coaches. This is what I'm trying to say. But we could clearly see what's wrong with this team. And for paid professionals to get paid millions, to roll out the most craziest lineups, to do the most stupidest stuff, to install the most inefficient offense for guards, and for these guys to be constantly asked to just do it all. If you got the ball, do it all. That's the new slogan. If you got the ball, do it all. Jalen Green, you got the ball, do it all. You pass it. It don't matter if you're it don't matter if you're a point guard or not. You pass it. You get them collected and run the offense, run the sets. Don't matter. KJ Martin, you got the ball right now. You know, if you can't get it to nobody, go ahead and run the offense. You do it. Pecking order. Establish pecking order. Get Jabari in the high post, in the zone, and make these guys collapse to him. You seen Jabari hit a mid-range shot over 16 Paolo Banchero. Like what is up? That's crazy. We refuse to go and to get this man some real shots in the post on a zone to where he can kill it. That was a Jabari type game. Jabari could have won us that game. He could have at least busted that zone up. All right, DJ Generation. I seen you had asked me a question, but I think I had got a notification. I think you was comparing Paolo Banchero and Jabari. And you wanted my input, I think. I can't find no comment right now, but I think you was asking me which one, their games was, compare their games tonight. I think Paolo was a clear A. A clear A. Paolo looked like a guy you could just get a ball to, and he's going to raise your floor of your game. Of your whole team. He's going to raise the floor of your whole team. He looks like that guy. Jabari, he played hard. He played good. I think he just got kind of a little frustrated because he got some unfair kind of calls. They was letting him be rough with him, but for the most part, he was out there hustling and rebounding, playing defense for the most part. I think you just see the difference in their games tonight. They played two totally different type of games. Like, Paolo, he could create it. He could do it. He could create it. He could set the table. He could do it all. Paolo, y'all know how I feel about Paolo. He clearly was the highest floor guy, I think, in this draft. NBA body, NBA size, NBA vision, three-pointer, passing chops, athletic, strong. The only thing people even second guess was his defense, but the dude 6'10", 250. Just stand there and put your hands up. He can, and he got feet. He can be taught defense easy, so want to. So if you wanted to play defense, Paolo would be able to play some defense. So Paolo A, I gotta give Jabari like a B minus. Somewhere up in there. He had a couple of little turnovers that was kind of I think he kind of tried to do a little bit too much sometimes, but this is what the effect when you don't get the ball, you do stuff out of your element, and you try to manufacture things that you don't usually do. You rush it, try to get it, because they're not looking for him. You know what I'm saying? They're not looking for him. So, yeah. I think we both got what we looked like we was gonna get in the draft. You know, Paolo, the offensive engine, the offensive guy that can create, that can do it all. Jabari, 3-and-D wing type dude that is gonna play hard-nosed defense, grab rebounds, and shoot some three-pointers. His shot was off, a little bit off, but I think it's gonna be they 1 and 2, but it's gonna be so hard. I mean 1 and 3, but they play so differently. You know, they play so differently. So for what it's worth, I mean, I think by the time it's all said and done, they're gonna be right there. They're gonna look like you know, a one pick and a number 3 pick. You know, I think they're gonna be right there. What we got? DJ Generation super chatted $10. Appreciate you, DJ Generation. Let's see what you got to say, homie. Homie says at All-Star break, you guys should do a poll for who should be our new coach: Becky Hammond, Kenny Atkinson, Quinn Snyder, Ime Udoka, Mark Jackson, Nick Nurse, Frank Vogel, Sam Cassell, etc. Okay, I like a lot of those names. I do. Which one of those guys are going to be available, or lady? Now, I think Becky Hammond probably will be the easiest to get, I would say. You know, she's in the WNBA. She already won a championship. She just was using that kind of more of a building block, stepping block. When you go down there and do something, to a league, and you win a championship your first year with a new squad, you probably a little bit classier than that league. You know, you probably got a little bit more class. You probably overqualified to be down there. Her first year, she won a championship, and it wasn't even really hard. Didn't look too hard. So yeah, I think Becky Hammond might be the easiest to get, but I don't know if it's the more realistic pick to get. Now, Kenny Atkinson, it's interesting what's going on right now in Golden State. I know Curry ain't going nowhere. Golden State might be right at the end of their championship window. Could possibly, maybe in a year or two, be rebuilding themselves. You know, they could possibly be rebuilding themselves in a year or two. So Kenny Atkinson could be a viable option as well. Now, Quinn Snyder, he's already at home chilling. He ready to go. I'm pretty sure you called Quinn Snyder like yesterday. He's here. So I think he's a viable more. I think he's more realistic right now than Kenny Atkinson. Ime Udoka, I just think he's off the table. If Boston didn't want Ime, they could have fired him. Boston just waiting. They gonna wait that year and Ime's coming back. He gonna probably give a little press conference. I'm sorry, I learned my lesson. I went to counseling. I did this. Get a PR, restore his public image a little bit. Probably renew his vows with Nia Long and put a whole show and dance on and say that he's a changed man, and because he's a damn good coach. His personal life, believe me, the Celtics ain't fit to just affect their bottom line because this dude had a little They didn't really seem like they wanted to punish him from jump. So, yeah. Okay, you say you want the link again, Joe Blue? Let me see if I got it for you. There you go. There go the link right there, man. Anybody want to come up and give their take off? Come on up, man, and join your boy Space up here. And I want to hear you. I want to hear y'all takes, man. I want to hear y'all takes. Let me know when you in the studio. Sometimes I can't hear the little beep that they give me. So when you're in the studio, let me know. Usagami, I see you snuck in here on us, Usagami. What's happening, brother? Appreciate you for joining us over here. You know how we do it, Usagami. Let's see. Yeah, but DJ Generation, Mark Jackson, I don't know about Mark Jackson. Nick Nurse, I don't think he's going nowhere. Frank Vogel, he is a championship coach, but asterisk, LeBron, asterisk, Bubble, asterisk. Sam Cassell, I like Sam Cassell. So if I had to rank those, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people, I would say on my list personally, I think the more valuable option probably right now that's ready to go that could be more available is Quinn Snyder. I think Quinn Snyder probably, but I'm not saying that that's who I want, but I think that's more the realistic candidate right now. Unattached, don't have a job. He's a free agent. He's totally free. So Quinn Snyder, I believe Kenny Atkinson will want to be a head coach again. Kenny Atkinson. Ime Udoka, like I said, he ain't going nowhere. So I would say one, realistically, Quinn Snyder, Kenny Atkinson, Mark Jackson, I think no. I think he's almost soured his reputation for some reason. The media soured him around executive circles, is soured on him. I don't think Mark Jackson is viable. Nick Nurse, Toronto will be a damn fool to get rid of Nick Nurse. So I don't think that's viable either. Now, Frank Vogel, I just don't think I don't like him. I'm going to be real with you. I don't like him as a coach for this squad. Sam Cassell, I would put him at number 3. So, no. I put him at number 3, Beckenham. Quinn Snyder, I think is number 1. Kenny Atkinson, I think is number 2. Then I would say Sam Cassell, number 3. Shot in the dark, we take Becky Hammond. So out of those guys you named, and woman that you named there, Quinn Snyder I think will be the most realistic. Kenny Atkinson, Sam Cassell, then Becky Hammond. I don't think Ime Udoka is not going nowhere. Frank Vogel, I don't really like him. Sam Cassell, Nick Nurse, I don't think that's realistic. I don't see Toronto getting rid of a champion head coach for one bad year. Just don't see it. So yeah, that's how I look at it. That's how I look at it on that one, bro. That's how I look at it. Let's see. Where we at? Jay and RZ says I vote for Crazy Eyes Quinn. That's crazy. DJ Generation Super Chatted $2. What my boy say? He said, "Oh, thanks for that in-depth breakdown, Ghost. Appreciate that, DJ Generation. You know how it is. Good looking out." Joe Blue, you in the chat yet? You hit the link yet, brother? You was talking about you wanted the link, brother. You coming up, Joe Blue? Let me know. Holla at your boy. Holla at a player. Holla at your boy, Joe. Let me know if you coming up. Let's see. We're gonna rock with it. We're gonna go ahead and rock with it. Who we got? Harlan St. Clair says we gotta give up something for Snyder. What we gotta give up? Snyder not coaching right now. Exactly what you mean, what we gotta give up? Like assets or money? I'm not sure, Harlan. What you think we got to give up to get Quinn Snyder? Miracle. Is that Miracle? I feel like Jalen eating these crows right now going to do wonders for him. Okay. I'm okay. Let me say, is that Miracle? Let me know if that's Miracle. Am I saying that right? Miracle. I think I'm saying that right. So it's Miracle. Okay. That's interesting because I want to know because I got a daughter named Miracle. And I almost spell it similar to that. That's why I'm wondering. That's kind of wild. That's kind of crazy. Let's see. Chatman says Quinn right now is just a consultant in Utah. He would probably pick up the phone and come here now. Exactly. I think he would. Why wouldn't he? He ain't doing nothing else. DJ Generation says it may be an issue. I tried to come up here early. Did you, bro? Let me see what's going on with my LinkedIn, brother. Let me see what's going on with my link. Connected default. Now I got my boy Frank in here. Frank, what's up, brother? Can you hear me? Let's see. Hold on. Give us a second. I got my boy Frank in here.
Yeah, I can hear you, bro. Yeah, the link wasn't working at first.
I wonder why.
Yeah, it was just saying waiting on host. So I'm sure you probably did something to open it up because I see Joe Blue up here now.
What's up, Joe Blue?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, got you, Joe Blue. We can hear you. What's good? What's happening?
Not much. Like you said, the frustration as far as like pretty much the coach though with the as far as minutes go and as far as where they're going to and the players. And I mean, that was like my gripe from the beginning as far as development, as far as growth, is that you got players like Knicks, for example, that's playing 13 minutes that is not like in a year or two is not going to be part of the rotation, or probably won't even be part of the team to begin with, where these minutes could be going to, like, for example, Ty for his growth.
Yeah, I don't even think Knicks will be in the league within the next 2 years. Yeah, but I agree with that, Joe Blue. Frank?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get my microphone working right.
Oh, you sound good, bro.
Yeah, it's clear?
Yeah, you sound wonderful.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of missed what he said a little bit because I had to mute it because I didn't want the feedback. What was he asking?
Basically, he was saying that Knicks and guys that we know that's not going to be here in our future is getting too many minutes and stuff right now.
Yeah, I mean, all that stuff is standard. I mean, that's pretty much what we're all used to. So, yeah, I was even shocked that he didn't play deeper into the bench this game. You know what I mean? But I mean, yeah, I think you've covered a lot of the stuff that most people thought. This is probably one of the losses that even the people that are silent supporters, you can't say nothing because the team we're playing is the same level of age, the same level of talent, The coach is new. The GM is new. So it's like there's no excuses. And I think this is probably one of the games that really shows you the quality of basketball, the difference. Like Orlando, those kids were executing down the stretch in the fourth quarter. All their plays, they were executing. They had intention what they were doing, and they had a game plan, and they stuck to it, regardless of whether they were up or down. And for us, we look lost. And I'm seeing rookies like Paolo. I'm seeing sophomores like Franz literally running the offense. And it's not like there's one person dominating the ball. They were cutting, they were moving, they were passing, and they were hitting their shots, and they were generating easy shots. Because if you look at their team, Space, on Twitter, I was thinking we had the game wrapped. Even I went out and tweeted game over like a dummy.
Yeah.
Trusting the damn Rockets. I put that in the hat. I'm like, yeah, this is over. We too quick for them. Little did I know, bro. Never bet on these Rockets, bro. But we got out coached, man. This was out coached, outclassed, out hustled, out executed. Just everything. Even their secondary lineups to me are smarter. Like you got Cole Anthony used to be a starter, but they figured this guy, he likes to cook. When the season started, I used to say like Cole Anthony was the KPJ to Paolo, because he would like literally take all the shots. As y'all can see, he takes a lot of shots. But what they did, they bumped dude over to the bench so he could be out there with a bunch of randos like Williams or Stewart, whatever his name is, Admiral Schofield, all these guys that aren't really just NBA starting level players, so that when he cooks, it doesn't look crazy. And you know what? He did good because he was hitting the shots, and when he passed it, his teammates were able to make those shots. So just a more a better team. They're just a better team, even though in the worst part, bro, they could do all this, be more structured, develop their players better, and still land Wemby or Scoop. That's really what stings. So when we're talking, like I can speak for myself, when I talk about there's a process within the process, you could do all the stuff we just saw tonight, like Orlando did, still lose as many games as us, develop your players, develop Franz, develop Paolo, and still get the number one pick. And you tell me which team is closer to becoming, like, turn it up into a playoff team, the one that can execute late game in fourth quarters, or what we got. Yeah, it's crazy.
Facts. Swaggy D says Quinn currently consultant for the Lakers. All right, Mudbone, appreciate you, Mudbone. Mudbone says Snyder would definitely help clean up KPJ turnovers, problems with the crazy look. I don't know, man. Is that fixable? I think Silas might be trying as hard as he can, and it's just not registering. It's not clicking. Some guys are just wired to go score, man. It's like he's a caged dog or animal right now, man. Like he just want to go, and he can't go because he got to think about what he got to do. It's hampering him. Like in Cleveland, that's why he looks so explosive, because he was always downhill, going. He was a wing 3-and-D type guy, off guard. He looked good in Cleveland, and now it's like he's just hesitancy. He don't know what to do. He's not in his natural element, man, and it's clear to see. And I'm tired of just arguing with people about that. It's clear to see. If you can't see it, that's on you. That's really on you. Johnny Johnson the fifth says Snyder looks like he could be a villain from a Bond movie. Damn, they on Snyder hard, bro.
Yeah, he do, bro. He do look like he the bad guy in one of those Liam Neeson movies.
Oh yeah,
bro.
Especially he get that little curl that'll hang down.
That little bang he get, bang.
Yeah,
he got the crazy eyes already.
Yeah, he do, bro. He really do.
And he be wearing like all black sometimes, like leather jackets and stuff on the side. And he be trying to be fly a little bit. So yeah,
like he got that little Donnie Beneducci looking look. Goodfellas little look, bro. DJ Generation says Chop Shot definitely got some of the most unique and difficult names to pronounce. Man, I know, bro. It's like crazy names. People follow us. They be hard. They be difficult. Jason Vega Fria says the aggressiveness of will be needed in fourth quarter. Of who? Of will be. I think he may be talking about Jalen, bro.
Yeah,
Truthfully.
Jalen was. People want to blame. I ain't gonna blame Solid. That's on Jalen. Jalen gotta it's his limitations. Also, he can't break the zone because his ball handling is good. It's not great, and his decision making isn't great either. So a lot of times when he got the ball, they would in that 3-2 zone. When you get the ball at the perimeter, you got two guys looking at you, and he really didn't know what to do with it. And he would dribble, 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 and just pass it off to somebody, and they just look confused, man. Like, get it to the middle, man. Get it to the middle and cut. They just have no concept of team basketball. It's just crazy to me that. So I think for them, like all these next practices should be just going over the zone because the word is out in the NBA. This is the damn near the third or fourth team in a row that has played zone against us, and it's crazy. At least they didn't start off the game like San Antonio or whoever was it, the Blazers. I've never seen an NBA team. That might have been the first time against the Blazers that a team played a zone on another team for the whole game, from start to finish in an NBA game.
Bro, they played it the whole second half this game.
Yeah, but the Blazers did it from tip off. Like, that is so crazy, bro. They did it the whole game, bro. Usually people do it just to like throw you off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they did it the whole game.
It's crazy. Joe Blue, what you got to say about that zone, brother? Joe Blue still in here with us?
Let me see. Nah, he dipped out.
Oh, Joe Blue dipped out.
He dipped out. He in the chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you, Frank. Bro, this is nothing new, but now. This is 4 games in a row. Why aren't we working on busting the zone?
Space, it go back before that, bro. This started last year.
Truthfully, but we really starting to see it like
consistently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say the person that figured it out first was Nick Nurse in early, like probably in 2020, probably 2021, early in 2021. He figured it out, and he was doing 2 things. He was pressing us full court, and he forced a lot of turnovers doing that, and then playing the zone on us. And they, like, no matter how big our lead gets with the Raptors, they always come back and win. And then another team I seen emulated was the Kings. They were down to us at halftime one of the games. They ran their zone, got it down, beat us. A couple teams do it here and there, but now it seemed like since the Denver game, it's been like everybody is like, okay, because if you let us play against your base defense, they've gotten better. The players have, to the point where they could punish you with their speed and getting downhill. So now it's like you naturally want to force them to their weaknesses, which is make decisions against a moving defense. Mm-hmm. And that's been our weakness, KPJ's weakness since, his whole career. He's never played well against the zone. It's just the collective IQ, bro. Like, even if one person know how to do it, the whole team got to know what to do. Like, even if you give the ball to Sengun, guys got to cut and make the right movements to punish the pressure he puts on in the post. So it's like you don't know who to blame. Like, it's just so much going on that's wrong that you just don't know who you can pin it down on. It's really crazy. And then the worst part is we got these young guys like Jabari and them in there that it just looks crazy to them because I'm sure he's seen zones in college.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's scratching his head like, what is this?
What's up, DJ Generation? What's happening, brother? You with me?
Yes, sir. I hear all y'all. I think Joe Blue was about to say something, so I'll let him go.
I think that's like the most frustrating part for me is like, I mean, as far as like I guess we're on like a 5-game losing streak, and that's like 2 weeks in a row of just we've seen the zone pretty much every game, and then like you hear from the broadcast that they apparently there was supposed to be a practice, but they took it off, seeing that our 3-point percentage has been going down. But like, those are days where you should be practicing for the zone, specifically for that.
Yeah, I mean,
my 2 cents.
If you see your 3-point percentages going down. You don't practice. Like
That don't make sense.
what the hell? Like you don't practice. You go in there and shoot more damn 3-pointers till you catch a rhythm or something. Like that's just backwards. Like I hear what they saying, but man, like this is what I was ranting about on the last stream. The coddling. Like the coddling. If you in the middle of a playoff game, playoff series, yeah, they're a little tired. Oh, we're gonna skip practice.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
wild, bro.
like no, like what are we doing? Like
That's like saying I'm gaining weight, so I'm gonna skip going to the gym.
yeah, exactly.
You ain't got time for that, bro. And that's part of being a pro is being able to push through those walls that your body hits in the middle of the season and building up that mental toughness. You know, once again, we've seen, even though, you know, James Harden is controversial, one thing I know about this dude is that he gonna play. He gonna play whether he in a slump, back-to-backs, and y'all know he's like really cold off on the second night of a back-to-back. Like one thing dude gonna play, and you know, that's what I'm used to. Like guys that hoop, all this like, oh, you know, we're gonna take the day off because our legs are dead. Is this like to your point, DJ? Like, is this what you're gonna do in the playoffs?
It don't make sense.
They got to build up their stamina. Like, yeah, this is the NBA. Yeah, your legs are gonna be dead. Let's try to. I don't know who said it, but I don't know if it was Kobe or Harden or one of them said is really you learn about your game when you can score and do the stuff you do when your legs are the most tired. That's when, like, because those are the moments in the fourth quarters of game when you're tired, your legs are gone, and you need to execute. That's when you really find out about yourself and learn to rise to those moments, because you're never going to be just fresh. So, yeah, I mean, they needed whatever practice they could have got.
Nah, Frank. We being too hard on them. It's Christmas time, brother. You remember it's Christmas time. They thinking about their families.
Yeah, they got the flights and you got to get the presents for the kids.
Yeah, it's too hard on them. They're millionaires.
It's not their fault they losing this Santa and Christmas. That's why.
Man, they coddled, bro. They coddled, man.
They
need some tough love, bro. They really need some. This is high draft pick syndrome. Like, for real. Like, sometimes, man, I'm hoping they just not trying to just rest on their athletic laurels, man. Like, come on, man. Like, it's
Frank,
more than
would you
just being
say-
athletic, bro.
Frank, would you say that's why like Harden kind of was able to go to strip clubs and clubs afterwards, because at least he still would like put in the work when it came to like the basketball side?
Nah, I think, yeah, he's a hoop junkie. The strip club stuff is just like all his like party life is a vice that he has, and I think at his age now it's gonna catch up to him. But I think his deal was no matter what he was gonna hoop, whether it's on a pro-am or in a gym. He's just a gym rat. And honestly, like for Jalen, I know he said he was always working out with his trainer, but he spent a lot of this summer doing this world tour crap, going to fashion shows and stuff. While I seen some, you know, people in his age bracket in the gym hooping around the country and working with their trainers and doing all the stuff they need to do. So I'm gonna need him to, you know, I know he said he gonna be with a bag at, but you gotta look at the bigger picture, brother. Before you can beat a model and get the shoe deals that you think you deserve, you got to do it on the court, or none of it matters. So maybe this could teach him, like, bro, your game got to be A1. You got to take that as the priority. The bag is going to come. You can be a brand ambassador for multiple brands as you build your basketball resume and be a multi, you know, faceted athlete that, you know, fashion this and that. But the only thing that people know him for is hooping, and that should be priority number one. That shouldn't be secondary. You know, that was something that I know Space and I talked about personally throughout the summer that we didn't like, is that he was like taking a lot of time traveling. You know what I mean? While a lot of, even like KPJ was in the lab. I'm gonna give KPJ that. He was in the lab this summer, and it shows. Even though he's not a point guard, but his play overall in some aspect of his game has improved.
Nah, you remember them? We was overreacting on Twitter. We was told we was tripping. You know, we was told, oh, why y'all worried about him? If he was this, he doing this, he doing that. No, bro. We see all these pro-ams and all this stuff and Drew Leagues and going on. He ain't showed up. He showed up to like one at the end. Like he rushed to try to get him in, like at the end.
That was his.
I think the best thing happened to him was not winning Rookie of the Year and looking so horrible in that dunk contest to kind of keep him humble.
Yeah.
It's going to happen again if he...
And I'm going to give y'all a hot take. Paolo better than him right now.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
I mean, I don't know if that's a hot take. Paolo is nice, y'all. Easy. I'm not going to sit up here and lie. That kid got game. He got a grown man game.
Ghost, y'all got to remind us every stream, man. I'm having nightmares again tonight.
Man, I made videos about Paolo and everything, man.
I'm not down Jabari, bro.
Me either, bro. Me either.
I'm just saying, I'm gonna give props to the kid. Like Paolo, his game is he got an adult game. That's like I can see that like in the playoffs, bro. That's getting to the line.
He 3 levels, bro. He 3 levels. He can pass, bro. And he got the passing chops.
You know what? I think it's more ego thing because it's like if we would have got Paolo and he was playing like this, even like despite Silas being a horrible coach, it's like you know how much props Houston would be getting, like how we kind of like finesse the, you know what I mean, the draft or something like that.
EJ, let me tell you this though: if he was in Houston, would he be playing like that?
That's a good question. That's a good one, Frank. You got me.
He in the corner waiting on the ball from J.
Cole Anthony had that boy in the corner. You know what the Magic did? They benched Cole Anthony and put him on the second.
Let's just say if we could do some alternate universe thing, how do y'all think Jabari would be looking in Orlando right now? Like what averages or do you think he'd be at?
I mean, Space, you can go ahead first.
I honestly think right now, I think he'll be similar. I think he'll be putting up type of the similar numbers. I just think later on, when he get later on, he'll probably develop much quicker over there, and he'll probably figure it out a little bit quicker. I mean, I'm hoping that's our trajectory over here for him, but as I'm currently seeing it, no. I think he'll probably be similar to what he's doing now, but I think eventually he'll take a leap sooner, probably over there than he would over here.
Yeah, I agree with Space, and because they got multiple facilitators there, and the guys they actually pass the ball. I mean, they got a bunch of like guys that could put it on the floor and kick it out. Franz Wagner is like their de facto point forward, running the show for them. You got Paolo, who's another point forward. You got Bobo, who could put it on the ground and kick it out. You got, obviously Cole Anthony off the bench that could do that. Markelle Fultz, their starting point guard, he could pass. So they got a bunch of guys that would make Jabari's life a lot easier. I mean, and for me, like a team like them, he would fit because, I mean, he would just play defense and basically just do, all the stuff that you would expect him to do, play defense and hit his shots. I actually wish the Rockets would experiment with him like the Magic do with Paolo, which is getting him. You seen Paolo was doing stuff out of the post. Like they would clear out and let him get a whole side to himself to work in the post if you got a mismatch, and then they'll run offside to try to get open so he could pass it to them in case double teams come. So just a little creativity in the offense goes a long way, bro. And it's really hard to judge any of our players. What would Jalen look like on OKC? You know what I mean? Like there's so much what ifs. Like if they had a different system, that it's hard to really know what their potential is like fully.
Would y'all say, now that y'all said that, I didn't realize how many big facilitators they had. Would you say Magic is kind of already where OKC trying to go? Because they keep drafting all these tall ball handlers. But it seemed like Magic actually got legitimate players, like they actually are fulfilling their purpose, where it seemed like OKC got a lot of experimental kind of players.
Magic, I mean, you got to think Magic been rebuilding for like 15 years. They legitimately should have more quality players than anybody on our level almost.
That's true.
They've been rebuilding for. You know how many number ones and twos they got over there?
They got a squad. They got a lot of. I think we talk about this on Twitter, getting in arguments with some of their fans. Like they've been. This is their third or fourth attempt
Crack at it.
crack at it. So yeah, they way. They old in this. So we can't even really compare ourselves to them because this our kind of our first go round. They've been at this since they drafted Victor Oladipo number 2.
Oh, they so did.
Yeah.
I
You know what I mean?
And Dwight Howard, when he number 1?
Yeah,
Nah,
but
that
they were
was a waste.
successful with Dwight. I would
Yeah,
say
they
that's
had
true. That's true.
with,
That's true.
Stan and Dwight and all them boys, but I'm talking about what's his name that's on Denver now? Aaron Gordon,
Oh,
Victor
yeah, they did.
Oladipo.
Yeah.
I think Dario Saric was drafted there. I mean,
Yeah.
they got a bunch of guys that's not there anymore that they drafted in the lottery over the years, and I think Paolo is the best one by far, honestly, and I think he's the one for them that's probably going to get them out the gutters.
Would Detroit be second in that then, as far as like who been rebuilding the longest behind OKC and Rockets?
I say the Kings.
Oh,
yeah.
boy, the Kings.
I forgot about it.
We was kids, bro.
It's been like legit 20 years. It's been like legit
25
20 some years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But he's also the first-year coach for Mosley for Orlando Magic, and like
Yeah.
you can like I mean I've seen a couple games that they've done. Like you could see the ball movement, and you could see the adjustment that he did, the small adjustment that, like, for example, the zone, like halfway through the third quarter, and like our players had that face, like what are we gonna do now? Like they already knew, like, okay, this is gonna be the turning point of the game, which it was. Like it was halfway through the third quarter. It was 55 points for the Magic, 33 for the Rockets. Like, would you say there was one game this season where you say they did an adjustment?
Phoenix
That's a good
Suns.
question.
The Phoenix Suns are the only one I could really come right off the dump with, but it ain't been too many. It ain't been really too many of them.
Yeah, I can't. I'm sure they have. I just can't think of it right now. I know, like, Space at the Suns game, they I think they brought in Bruno or something, or did something to guard Devin Booker. Started kind of showing on him a little bit to make his shots tough. I think they were kind of late trapping him, but it's the zone, bro. Like, we all know what the issue is with it. And to me, you can't put it all on Kevin Porter Jr. He doesn't help at all, but like a defensive schematic is not just one player. It's a team concept. And everybody looked confused. So who's that? That's on the coach. Like, this one is on the coaching staff. Like, if everybody look confused, I can't blame one person because they look like they just shook every time they see it. I just don't get it. Like, it's really easy, like, to just get it in, cut, and attack the gaps that naturally come up, and you can take your shots in there. And they did it a couple times, but it's just really hard for them to focus. But yeah, it's crazy. We might not win another game, bro. If this is
honestly,
I don't want to piss y'all, Frank, because these
generation happy.
The way I would try to just go ahead and break this zone up, man, I gotta just go ahead and put Bari at the elbow and by the free throw line. I mean, you seek out the mismatch. I'm gonna use Jabari. Seek out the mismatch. Get the shortest guy on whatever. Drop it down low to Bari. Somebody's gonna come help. Somebody gotta come help. Slow. You got to do something, or you got to just keep swinging it around. Count passes.
And they got to cut.
Count passes. You remember that, Frank?
Cut.
They used to say 10 passes or 8 passes before you can shoot the ball. We used to get in trouble if we didn't pass the ball like at least 8 to 10 times before we even shot the ball. Like, you got to keep swinging the ball, making them, and then you don't. This is what I was telling them earlier. You rarely see 6'10", 7-foot guys running zone and being effective at doing it.
Yeah, that was crazy too. I mean, they just gotta. I mean, it's like there's a million ways to beat it. You could do some off-ball screens, some cutting from the backside. If you're gonna go in the middle and you draw attention, then cut behind it. Especially if you got a talented passer like Sengun. And when you cut, you draw that defense in, then you get the guys open, let them shake up to get a shot. It's just like it's frustrating, bro. Like it really is because to me, this is a even though we're talking about the zone, it's more of a bigger it's a bigger
issue.
picture
Yeah.
of the issues that we have with the structure on the team. That there is no structure, and our team is really my turn, your turn, isolation. Let me cook, and then if I kick it out, then God bless me. Uh, it is, and when you have that style of offense, is really you can't ain't no plan. So it just tells me they just go into the games with like, hey, just attack and kick
Yeah.
and do this and do that. But yeah, it's a disappointing loss to me. Like I don't see our team as a team that's the one that's you're saying like we want to be in the play-in next year. I can't imagine that
It ain't gonna
you
be
go from
us.
not being able to break a zone to even saying you want to be a
Man,
team that could play in. I don't give a damn if you draft 5 Wembies. You can't break a
Silas ain't gonna be here. He can't. Like I just like I'm pro tank, but I just don't see how Silas is gonna be here next year.
I'm hoping not. Let me get to these comments. Let me get some of these comments. Let's see. Taryn Frank, what's good? He says Victor Wembanyama is better than Paolo Banchero. I have to see it on the NBA court
you
first,
gotta
fellas.
see that, brother.
I have to see it first. Let's see. Tim Dunn says answer for the zone is tie floaters. Yeah, I mean that's one element. That's one element that could have helped. I don't think Tata alone would, but yeah, that could have definitely helped. At least try something. They not even trying nothing. That's the thing. Like we didn't even try to do nothing different. That's what's really like rubbing me the wrong way. Terry Agent, what's happening, Terry? Terry says, what's up, the Chop Shop, Frank and Space, holding it down. Appreciate you for joining us over here, Terry. Harlan St. Clair says, it's a copycat league. For sure. We gonna, like Frank said, we might not win another game, man, if we gonna see this zone from here on out. Let's see. Chatman says, I think it's Silas's opinion that we shouldn't have to change our style to beat teams. We should be the one dictating the style of play, even though we're not good enough to do that. Well, shame on Silas. What you say about that, Frank?
Yeah, it's the what we talked about with the round peg, square hole, or square peg, round. Yeah, he's it makes sense though. I figured that when like I told you after in that Pacers game where KPJ was out, and we were like, okay, KPJ been holding Silas back. Now he's really gonna get to run a different style of offense where we can do all the stuff we imagined that he'd do, and basically he just let Eric Gordon take 30 shots and do the same thing KPJ would do. So basically, it doesn't matter who's in the roster. He's going to play that style, which is the lead ball handler is going to basically dictate everything, regardless of what their skill level is. So, no, I mean, he is who he is. That's his style. That's what he knows. That's what has got him this job. That's what has got him to be a coach in the NBA. That's what got him the most efficient offense in NBA history in Dallas. But some people could say that was Luka and not his system. But
It's also
that's all he knows. So I guess from a mental standpoint, you would think that what does he care about what some kids think and what they can do when he's seen his system work? But
that's
obviously,
also
it's not.
that style's also going to give him the third worst record in a row for 3 years in a row, though.
It's gonna get him. It's gonna get him fired. That's what. It's gonna get him
I was
fired.
I was about to ask that, Frank. Like knowing that he's like stuck in his ways. If we actually had a Luca or Harden, do you think we would be a good team?
I mean, yeah, because of Luka or Harden. Well, it depends on which Harden. But if you're talking about prime Harden, yeah, that's just off of greatness. As far as like, are we a winning or contender? I don't think so, unless they have a really, really good roster. And even that, you would question decision making because, as we saw with Mike D'Antoni, a lot of these playoff series are won and lost by coaches. Because at that level, it's really the talent is even. It comes down to schemes and what adjustments you make from game to game. And one thing with MDA is that he was terrible at making adjustments. And that's why he would lose to the Warriors a lot of the times, even though we were built to like face them. The adjustments were there, like playing Clint Capella and I'm gonna bring back some bad memories for y'all. But y'all remember that game, the closeout game in Houston in 2019, where Steph Curry went off for like 30 in the second half. That game, Clint Capella was on the court, and y'all, if y'all watch my videos, y'all know what I say about drop coverages. They
Never
had
go
Clint out
under.
there playing a very, even though he wasn't in a deep drop, he was in a drop nonetheless against Steph Curry. And Steph was still having a bad game, but you keep giving him that look, he gonna burn you. And damn it, he did. He burned the hell out of us, crispy. And that's just an adjustment, bro. Like you got to be able to make those decisions. So I think Silas is way worse than that. I wouldn't trust him in anything. If he can't beat Orlando in December, like what are we talking about?
Fact. Zachary Sands says, I thought the Miami started the blueprint with the zone on the Rockets. It might have been Miami. It might have been Miami.
It was Toronto, bro. I promise you.
Oh, it's Toronto. Okay. Frank said he gonna put his money behind that one.
Yeah, y'all gotta go look at it. Back way back. Nick Nurse was doing full court press and zone on our boy.
For sure. Terran Frank says KPJ is a good player, but not a true point guard. I'm not gonna argue with that one. I ain't gonna argue. Ricky John says, yeah, KJ was really playing well, knew what he was doing, and no one but Sengun found him. He the only one was cutting. He the only one was moving. Like, it's frustrating. It's just frustrating. Harlan St. Clair says Silas let them freestyle so long they lost it, only cutting or splitting the court. I don't think he even trying to, because, bro, you can't tell me, bro, that this man is telling these guys to do something different and they're totally ignoring it. This gotta be what they telling them to do. You know, this gotta be. Everybody's not ignoring them. Like, this is what they telling them to do. This is just what it is. Let's see. Tim Dunn says dead legs were just better without Silas. That man Tim don't give Silas no break. No break. Here we go. James Pierce says most teams weren't even prepping against it until recently. Yeah, it's a copycat league, bro. Once somebody see it work, keep on doing it. Third Coastal Line says, I'm happy to see Markel in a better place mentally. Yeah, facts, bro. That's facts. Swaggy D says Orlando focused on developing Paolo. Silas focusing on developing KPJ. Facts. Like I said a while back, I think Silas because he didn't seen it. Like Frank just said, if he get that mold of a guy, that guy would elevate the rest of the team. But he's putting his eggs and his chickens in the wrong basket. Like mentally, KPJ don't have the vision, and he don't have the mental fortitude to do it. Let's be honest, he don't have the mental fortitude to do it. Let's see. Chetman says I'm convinced Silas doesn't even think the post exists as an option. What you say about that, Frank?
Yeah, I mean, I don't get it, bro. I'm watching clips right now. It's just like I'm just really kind of confused, bro. Like when you beat the zone, bro, you got to go to, like you said, you put somebody either in the nail, which is right around the free throw line, and you just have them stand there, catch the ball, and then there's so many things you could do to free up a shooter. You can cut. Once you make that cut, it forces the defense to have to commit, and then you could just have them just in chaos, especially a young team like Orlando. It's just, I don't think as a team we're like smart enough to even do that. That everybody knows, like, let me cut, let me go, let me pass. And to me, the reason that is because we're not being trained to do that in our regular offense. There's no movement in our offense. We see this every game. Then why would we expect them to all of a sudden turn up just because there's a zone when in their base offense they don't cut, set screens, and move? So it goes back to a bigger issue of like, what are they learning rather than just isolating? So yeah, this, like I told y'all in the other thing, like I dislike our offensive system like really, really bad because I just don't ever see this style doing anything. Even if you do have a Luka, it'll be limited to what he can do, because teams are just gonna be able to turn that player off, and then you got to rely on your bench players to be able to make big shots in the playoffs. So
Facts.
yeah,
Mick Morales. Mick Morales says Rockets needs a real point guard. They need ball movement every time. KPJ scores high, points they lose. DJ Generation or Joe Blue? Y'all want to take that one? KPJ.
Uh, I mean, that's in other news waters with, but I will say from what Frank was saying, um, I don't know if they do it or not. I actually missed tonight's game, but I'm kind of glad. But I did see. I think it was you, Frank. You made a video. I saw somebody talking about them running horns, and it seemed like if you ran Jabari and Shangun at those corner free throw lines, it seemed like they'd be able to do damage. Like Shangun with his vision, and then of course Jabari with either the post up turnaround or a good pick and pop or something like that. So I honestly think like everybody been saying like forever now, even if we just had a decent point guard, I think they could do things like run Shangun at the horn and then kind of let him operate. And that way, if they kind of zone in the middle, it should leave either cutters to the goal or people at the perimeter open. I don't. I mean, that's just my take, Joe Blue. I don't know what you think.
I mean, I just like from the starters, like there's talent from our starters, but like none of them, like no one from our starters cuts. Green doesn't cut. Eric Gordon doesn't cut. Jabari every once in a while, but doesn't really cut either. Like no one really cuts from our starters. The only one that cuts is KJ. Whereas basically from our second string, which I mean we've argued before that we should have some players from our second string starting, but you know how that goes.
Yeah, I mean, if he the only one cutting, and he's already pretty much, he should be a starter. I mean, just start KJ, bro. Just start KJ. He give you an element that you don't have in the starting lineup. Some got to give with this starting lineup. This starting lineup is not it. They the worst plus minus starting lineup in the whole league. That tell you something. Starting lineup not it. Some got to get shooken up in the starting lineup, man.
Frank, I had a question for you. Would you say Jalen Green has regressed because teams have made adjustments to him, or would you say he's regressed because of bad habits?
I think a little bit of both. Obviously, to me, the mark of a good a good to great NBA player is being able to do what you normally do, even when people know you're coming, and people know he's coming now because he's built a name, especially as somebody that has a quick first step and is explosive. So, they're playing him as such. He's seeing two bodies, three bodies when he drives. They're playing him aggressively because he's small of frame, and now they're daring him to shoot because he's really not shooting. And so for him is what counters can he make to that? And I think he'll be fine in the grand scheme of things because he's a smart player. But yeah, the league is on notice about his skill level. I think his overall game is definitely improved. His playmaking, even tonight, he has some beautiful passes. Like the dude, he has a feel for the game. I just feel like he's not being cultivated for that role of this team's, like, to me, whatever experiment that Kevin Porter can get, I think Jalen deserves that as well, even if it looks ugly, because the upside for him is much higher than Kevin Porter. Kevin Porter is in his fourth, going on fifth year in the NBA. Jalen Green is a sophomore. And to me, they're similar. Kevin Porter is a better isolation player. Obviously, he's bigger, but I'd like to compare them when Jalen is year 4. So, like, I don't. It almost seems like they don't. Like somebody pointed out with the Paolo thing, it's like he has to fight for some of the development on the court. Even though he does get his touches, he gets all the runs he gets, and some of it is his fault. He's not aggressive sometimes. Sometimes he does get a bit passive and gets invisible on the court. Or like tonight, there was a play where KPJ actually like he had Mo Bamba on him and he passed it. Like KPJ gave him back the ball. Like, bro, that's a big. Go get him. And I like that. You know what I mean? So that's a sign of Jalen being passive. Like, bro, you gotta know your matchups and know when to attack and be aggressive. And sometimes he falls out of that. So he's figuring it out. I think he'll be fine. I really want to see him in a different system because I just feel like he's not playing to really a lot of his strengths right now.
I agree too. Clip Corleone, what's happening, Clip? Appreciate you for joining us over here. Says Space Ghost salute. Lux Pro, what's good, Lux Pro? He says even our crowd is more hyped than Silas. Don't if you looking for fiery out of Silas, you ain't gonna get it. You ain't gonna get fiery and fire and brimstone and all of that. That ain't how he roll. You get that out of Lucas, not out of Silas. Let me hop down. We done filled up the chat.
Oh, we'll get fired from him when they fire him.
Oh yeah, when he gonna be on fire. He gonna be on fire. Yusugami said Sengun studied the Nuggets versus Grizzlies game last night and decided to try that fancy pass to KJ and actually work. That was a nice little pass. Did you catch that pass? Y'all catch that pass?
Yeah, that was definitely a Jokic-esque pass. And I watched that game, man. That dude Nikola is so cold, bro. It's too cold.
Ridiculous.
Man.
It is.
It's
ridiculous.
crazy.
That's what I'm saying. He processes the game. He sees doors before they even open. Like
that should be a top play, shit.
Yeah, that was a crazy pass.
Definitely. Third Coastal Line says Tata cuts. Yeah, Tata he'll pass and cut. Matter of fact, let me pause it right there. Tata in this whole bro. Why are we still just running out Knicks though? Like it wasn't enough. That wasn't enough what they seen when he was sick to see that Tata need minutes. You don't think that was enough, Frank?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the rotation, bro. I given up on them because the whole talk of Rockets world was how good Tata looked in those minutes, and the response to that was he's not going to play anymore. I don't know. I'm confused. I really am, and I'm sure he's going to get minutes. I don't know what they're evaluating. You know, Nick's been playing good, but I just don't see on this team how bad we are, how a first-round pick in a position of need can't get some burn. It's really confusing. So I really don't know what the big plan is. I don't see they think Knicks is some team is gonna come poach him or he's gonna demand a max contract or something. I don't get it. Because honestly, they could alternate them game to game if they want. But Knicks was undrafted, guys. We actually spent NBA capital on Ty. So maybe their approach is that he's going to be here for the long term, so it doesn't matter. But the fact that you have to rotate guys like him and Jacob in the G League is an indictment. One, why do we have all these first-round picks on the roster? That's a question. You know what I mean? If you know you can't develop them, and that's what anybody would tell you, you got 7 first-round picks, how are you going to let all those guys play? So now you have too many picks, too many guys on the roster. Then you think we're going to add 2 more next year and have 9 of them? What happens to Tata? What happens to Garuba? What happens to Jacob? So all those first-round picks are going to be wasted. So it's a lot of, little weird stuff that people account to quote-unquote tanking. I'm not even looking at that. If you're going to lose on the court, that's cool. You're trying to get a pick, but you got to win everywhere else. And, I don't chalk up all of these little random things that we're kind of looking bad at to just tanking. It just seems like, if it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, sometimes it seems like they're just incompetent. And you just have to wait and see. But I think all our answers are going to be answered next offseason. Because depending on what they do, to tell you what they're thinking or what their idea was the whole time. Like if you see KPJ here is a starting point guard, then that'll tell you something. If Coach Silas still here, that'll tell you something. If they go get a bunch of vets and trade a bunch of the young guys, that'll tell you something. So yeah, it's. I think our questions are gonna get answered fairly soon.
Facts. Rob Cortez, appreciate you for becoming a new member over here at the Chop Shop. Appreciate you for joining us and becoming part of the Chop Shop family, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Much love to you, Rob Cortez. So now you got the free emojis, you got the badges, you got access to exclusive videos, the content. Have at it, my man. Appreciate you for joining us, brother. Let's see. Where was it? Damn, I just lost it. I lost it, and I was way up there. Here we go. Chetman want to know, Frank, you know who played versus the zone their entire college career, Tata and Jabari.
Yeah, I mean that's what they run in college. That's what Wichita State, they facing the zone and beating it as we speak. That's what U of H given against. That's why I made the joke that if we play U of H 10 times, they might get like 3 or 4 of them. Just because they run. Maybe, bro, because their zone is intense, and they run like an aggressive zone. Like they zone is like it look like they be having 10 people out there. So if they might get a couple games, but I mean, if I don't know, maybe let's see. Kevin Porter went to USC for 1 year. G League guys and Jalen, so maybe that might impact it. Maybe it is better for a guard to get or players to get at least 1 year of college, because in these like pro leagues, like the G League, like this overtime elite league, they're not going to see a zone defense. And honestly, I'm not even sure what the level of coaching the details of basketball like you would get at a Kentucky with Calipari, or you would get at a Duke, or you would get at a U of H, where they're going to teach you like the base fundamentals of the game, like the basic things, rebounding, transition, and things like that. A lot of these kids that are coming up through the AAU circuits and going to these pro leagues, they're learning how to score, but they just don't really, unless it's an innate thing for them, they don't really have a feel like the Kobe era, where you had to have a post game as a guard. You know what I mean? You had to have good footwork. That's why I say Paolo got a grown man game, because he like a transplant from a 1999 first round pick. You know what I mean? Because like his game is so polished that whoever his development coach and in high school, kudos to them, man, because they got that kid right.
Facts. His mama was a WNBA guy.
Facts. Yeah, you so right, bro. Yep.
Here we go. Bumper says, Ghost, do you trust Stone with all free agent money we have coming up? Ooh. Do I trust? No. See, I work differently on trust. I work differently on trust. I just don't give out trust. Trust, you gotta earn trust, my trust. I haven't seen him do nothing prior to make me trust him that he's gonna do it. He's still new at his job. So, no, he don't get the benefit of doubt of trust with me. Now, do I hope he would do something? Yeah. But I don't want him to go out and just spend the money just because it's there. That's dumb. I would rather him punt on having money until he's really ready to get quality assets for the money. I don't have no problem with sitting on money again if we just gonna overpay for like a 15-year-old vet, like mid-max. Like, nah, I don't want that type of deals. Any one of y'all got anything to elaborate on that? Who was that? Frank?
My bad, that's me, DJ.
Oh.
I was saying I agree with you, Ghost. The one thing I want to ask y'all is, I know we already kind of skimmed through what's available next season, which doesn't seem like it's too much of anything. Does anybody know who's going to be available free agents the year after next? Because I think we should just sit on whatever money we have now, get whatever draft pick we get, whether it's, who we all pray we get, or even if it's like a top 10, see how this season go next season. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of like our real experimental season, probably with a new coach, and then I feel like next season we should focus on getting like, because then we actually know, like, let's say we get rid of KPJ, then we know, like, okay, we need a veteran PG or something. So does anybody really have an idea what free agents are going to be available the 2 seasons from now, like not next season but the season after?
Yeah. I'm looking at the list now. You got Klay Thompson, Tobias Harris, Chris Middleton, James Harden, Porzingis, DeMar DeRozan, Jalen Brown, Draymond, Buddy Hield, Mike Conley, Fred VanVleet, Eric Gordon.
See, that's the season of spend to me. I don't
Yeah.
think we should spend no money
You
next
can
year.
stop at Jalen Brown for me.
Yeah, that's what I say. Yeah, I'm starting. That's
Some
like an
names on
all-star
here.
list right there.
Tyus Jones is on here. You got let me go down. THT. Uh looking for players to fill out your bench. They, I think it kind of get down from there. John Wall's on there. Jared Vanderbilt, Derek Jones Jr., Bobo. Yeah, that's pretty. I think I named all the really good. Jonas Valanciunas, Marcus Morris, DeJounte Murray, Gary Trent Jr., Joe Harris.
Crazy.
So it's not crazy. The biggest names I see on here: Chris Middleton, James Harden, Jalen Brown. Those are probably going to be like the hype. Then you got guys like Kyle Lowry. You got Mike Conley.
Murray would be a good one.
Yeah, you got Klay Thompson. I ain't gonna lie. I would actually like Klay Thompson on the team, man. I like his toughness, and I like the way he carries himself as a player. Like, the dude don't take crap from nobody, and he got heart. So I don't know if the Warriors will let him slip through. He is old as hell, but and damn near broken down. But I like guys like that. But like you said, there's also the trade market. I had a crazy idea that the Rockets, if they don't get like a top 4 pick, that they would trade that pick for the reasons I just mentioned about too many first round picks, and try to use that to land a player like next year's draft pick, like the 23. Let's say it's a number 5 pick. They would just package that with maybe another pick and some assets to get a player. Give it to a team that's trying to do a quick pivot right now, which is a couple teams like the Bulls, like obviously the Wizards are always in that talk. Like there's a couple teams that are going to look to blow it up fairly soon. So that's always a route, and honestly, I think that's probably the route they're going to take.
Would you package KPJ in it?
If the team would want him. Honestly, yeah, if the team would want him, But I don't think there's anybody that's safe, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I don't think there's anybody that's safe, including Jalen and Jabari. I don't think there's anybody that's safe, like, especially when it comes to this stuff. We seen what LA did with LeBron when he came and wanted AD. They cleaned house. They sent off three number 2 picks out.
Yep.
So it's the NBA business.
Usagami says if Victor can't handle injury, he better play from the bench. He got that skinny build. I doubt that. You kind of everywhere on that one, you. But I think if most people can't handle the injury, they gonna be from the bench, and I don't know how you play from the bench. I know your man's skinny, but he say he got that skinny build. He gonna be shooting from the bench, dunking from the bench. I'm just messing with you, bro.
He got to play from the bench.
Yeah, he said if he can't handle the injury, he gonna have to play from the bench. So your boy, you say he gonna have to get in there some type of way. I don't know. That's why I say he all over the place on that one. You gonna have to clarify that one for me.
Yeah, that'd be crazy if the Houston Rockets bench Wembanyama, then I think NBA gonna take away our franchise.
They need to. They really need to. Stone about to give an extension to Knicks. No, Merc. Oh no, Merc. You can't do it. I'm like I said, man. Frank gonna just close the chop shop, man. What are we doing if we doing signing Knicks to extensions? Here we go. Bumper says Jabari, Tari, and Jalen's safe. You think so? Jabari, Tari, and Jalen, he say is safe, bro.
I don't think nobody's safe, bro. Especially when it come down to people losing their jobs. All Tillman got to say is that we got to be competitive, especially like, you know what I mean. All it do is, like I said, if they can get one star to commit to come in here, then I think they're going to be more aggressive in getting a second star by moving some of their assets, including next year's pick and possibly one of our top guys that we got in the previous draft.
Hold on, Frank. We're gonna test that theory. Giannis want to come to Houston. We not moving Jabari, Tari, and Jalen?
Buy 2 of them.
Move their parents, them.
Straight up.
We'll throw a parade for them.
Okay, Luka want to come to Houston.
Bye.
Yep.
They still safe?
Trade
Jason Tatum want to come to Houston.
I'm with you on that one. You got me on that.
Sleep.
I'm just saying we just testing this theory out.
Now, Jalen Brown a realistic target. So if Jalen Brown says that, let's say you negotiated with Jalen Brown and he's willing to come down, but the Celtics say you got to make it work. They want Sengun and they want one of our top 5 picks with either Jalen or Jabari. Would y'all do that?
Trade him. I would trade him.
I would trade Sengun.
And they got to be Sengun and Jabari or Sengun and Jalen. They won't.
See, that's the thing. I don't know if I would lose all 3, man. I mean, 2 out.
No, not 3. It'll be 2 out of the 3.
I think for Jabari, I think I would give up. I keep Jabari over Jalen. If we getting Jalen Brown,
nah, I probably ain't gonna lie.
I wouldn't do that.
That's a tough one, bro.
Jalen Brown, he's not a game changer enough.
Yeah,
we lost 2 of those people.
Yeah, he's a complimentary piece. I roll my dice with the young guys.
I think we clearly he's better than Sengun and probably better than what he probably ever be.
Yeah, but is he better than Sengun and Jabari?
And Jalen. Yeah. At their peak, at his age, at 25.
That's what you got to look at. I'm saying it ain't just clear cut. No, I'm saying.
Can I just trade picks instead?
What you say, Joe?
Can I just trade picks instead?
I'll do that.
I gotta be one of the. Got to be both.
They can have 5 years worth of picks. We don't need any more.
You gonna give them all the Brooklyn picks and our picks? Nah, I think I'm telling y'all the most valuable asset the Rockets have, bar none, is next year's pick. Is next year's pick. I'm talking about just as far as the picks. The best pick we have right now, no matter what the number, we got the 2020, is next year's pick because the NBA knows we are the worst team, one of the worst teams in the NBA. They know the historic nature of this draft coming up.
Exactly.
So if they want to go big game hunting, that pick is a big piece of bait.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I'm so big on pro tanking this year. I don't even want us to tank no more after this year, but it's like it's so much stacked. It's like this is like a once in a lifetime kind of like scenario situation.
It'll be silly to tank next year.
They ain't got no. That would be.
It wouldn't make no sense to do it next year.
That's my point. So I know everybody like, well, you do this. I'm like, I completely agree with everybody on that. I'm saying like what Frank just said. This year pick is such an important pick. Like he said, even if we want to trade it, it's like the max pick I feel like we're gonna have in decades.
Yeah, I mean, I of course, if we get the top 2, one of the 2, yeah, definitely. But who's gonna gamble? Who's gonna be the gambler? Who's gonna take that risk? Which team you think will do that to move down to? And what would that look like? Like who would we want in back for that pick?
It's gonna be a player. I think that pick, if you trade it, I don't think either you trade it out to get a player and a different pick like later in the draft and just swap with them, or you trade it or just give it up outright for that player that you want, and whatever that team, maybe they don't have a first round pick or they have two, but that pick is going to be worth at least it's a down payment on a superstar or at least a all-star level player. So you know what I mean, all these dudes, I'm sure like I said, there's probably be one or two of them are going to be a three maybe, but that's the trump card out of this is that if all of this failed, that's why I think they don't care too much about the K. To me, is the more I think about it, the more I think about like the KPJ thing and all this weird stuff they're doing. It just seems like that's where they're heading to, regardless. They're probably reserved in their mind, like, okay, this team is not that good. So we have all these picks. They're gonna have to, like you said, Space. At some point, the closer you get to the date of the picks, they lose their value, especially those Nets picks. So you got to do something with them. You know, I think
you saying like Lakers AD style?
Yep. I think there's two types of rebuilds. You could do the traditional Warriors and Memphis where you draft, develop, coach up, get your guys, you know, they progress through the ranks, or you could do the big game hunting rebuild, which is you draft, really don't develop, you just have a lot of potential and picks, and you cash them in for a star or two.
Yeah, and I really think that's gonna be the more logical rebuild. We got so much young assets and picks later. We can't use all of that. Like we really got an excess of something. We're gonna have to consolidate all into a quality player that's really gonna get tangible player that's gonna get us, you know, halfway or somewhere near to where we trying to go.
I got a question for y'all. If I know I'm like Mr. Optimistic, if somehow we get Scoot or Wemby this pick, where would you put Stone as far as starting off as a GM? Would he be considered a top tier GM at that point?
For drafting Scoot or Wemby?
On top of like Jalen and Jabari and all the other picks he's gotten. So
I mean, okay, let's look at the picks. Jalen was the consensus either one or two. We had the second pick. So to me, it was either he's going to take Jalen or Mobley. Mm-hmm. The obvious choice, like the Pistons were flirting with taking Jalen at number one. So I think Jalen was like, it's not a reach to draft him because he was like I said, he was projected number one in some boards. The next year, Jabari literally fell to us. Like if he didn't take Jabari, they would have tarred and feathered him. Even though, you know, whatever. Some people could have argued for Ivy, for other players. So that was like an obvious pick. I don't think he even had a choice in that. I don't think the Rockets really knew that he was going to be the player to come. To me, the wildest pick he's taken that's like took some nuts is Sengun. Mm-hmm. Because the Garuba pick is still up in the air. The gut pick is looking like a miss. Tari in this year is not a swing. He was a player that was is exactly where he was, and he was a player that we were going to get, and we got him. So, and as far as his upside, you know, that could end up being something. Ty we don't know yet because he hasn't played. So really, Sengun and Tari are the like like the ballsy type of picks. But even Tari wasn't ballsy. I think Sengun was. And if you get Wemby or Scoot, they're 1 and 2. So it's not like, you know, he's going out of the box. Like you just pick the guy that you're supposed to pick.
So it's more just luck of the draw.
It's not luck. It's just like we've been in a position to get who we're supposed to get. Like I'm not gonna give him props for not screwing up and taking like some wild player in the third pick. That's not supposed to be the third pick.
We basically just been in can't miss positions.
Got it.
You know, because like he said, going back, either we take Green or Mobley. Mobley's still a dog. You know, or either we take Chet or
no, we didn't even have
Jabari.
Chet.
No, I'm saying this past draft.
Yeah, we didn't even have a chance to Chet, remember? Because OKC was sick.
Well, I was just saying out of the top 3 people. We still got one of the top 3.
The Chet bar,
you know, we still got one of the top 3 guys in each draft.
I see what you're saying.
So really the best case evidence that he can actually draft and find talent is KJ Martin. He found that guy in the second round. You know, most second rounds don't usually pan out to do much. And Sengun, I think analytically, he was an analytical darling. So did it take? Yeah, people slipped on him, but I think he was gonna get took anyway, and he was gonna be Shangoon wherever he went.
So by what y'all saying, then it sounds like our judgment for Stone really is going to be important based on this Milwaukee first round pick coming up, not necessarily the top pick.
I think because we gotta. I guess since we've been in this drafting mode so long, we think like that's encompasses much of our rebuild, but it's not. It's just like a quarter of our rebuild. Draft, free agents, trades, you know,
System.
and that's only a quarter of our rebuild. So Stone got to get. He's tasked with building a competent organization, not just a team, a front office, coach, you know, all of that. So Stone really is judged on multiple levels. That's why I think they take it a little bit longer to fire him because he got kind of a trickle down effect. Like he's almost the last head of the snake. You can't fire the coach. I mean the owner. So the GM usually be the last person to go. You know what I'm saying? So he got a little bit more time, but he don't have much time for me personally. Cause like I said, I've been told Frank this too. After next year, I mean this next year coming up, like we gonna have to see him build a. He's out of excuses. He's out of the tank mode. He got to present a competent team by 2023-24. He just have to, or he failed the rebuild.
So I didn't even think about what y'all said because really he got to get graded with on what Silas do.
Yeah, that's his job, man. He
Yeah.
Silas's boss. Everything he do, Silas do is a reflection on Stone, the guy that assigned him to do that. Like it's like if you're a supervisor and you managing a group of people and you got a boss over you and y'all supposed to get a project done, it's on you. You know what I mean? They're gonna say what are the updates on the project? You can't say, well, DJ Generation ain't doing his part, so we can't move. They're gonna fire you. So his like and Space put it perfectly. Like it's not just one piece. Like you got hiring, even down to basketball operations. You got to make sure everybody on top of their game. The trainers. You still got free agency. We still are yet to see him build a competent roster that fits. They tried the Daniel Tices of the world and it looked terrible.
Yeah,
that was you know what I mean? He picked that. That was his move. They brought in a Dennis Schroeder on a botched trade that fell through literally in the last seconds of the trade deadline because it was the last minute. They failed to move Eric Gordon for assets that they could have consolidated to improve the roster. So these are things that happened on his watch. So we haven't gotten any examples of him actually being like an all-around competent GM. He's drafted good players. The players are still pending, all of them, as to what they're going to be in this NBA. So you really can't give him props for that. I guess you can give him props for people showing potential. But if we're being just super realistic and objective, none of these guys have really just shown us that they're going to make oh yeah, this is the guy that's going to be the best player on a championship team. We can assume, but it's hard to tell because the coach he selected isn't developing them right for us to even know that. So this coming off season is like once the veil of we're trying to tank is gone, everybody's seat gets a little bit hotter because now you're being judged. You can't be judged on just potential anymore. People are going to want to see outcomes. And once that's the case, it's going to be a different story in the fan base and I think up in Tillman's office. Because, when it's time to win, that's when you get to see what somebody's made of. And that's why I think that, honestly, this whole experimentation with players and all this weird stuff and letting Silas do this and that, I think all that stuff going to go out the window because they know that if they don't get it right, they're going to get fired. So the easiest thing to do would be to just reload the team with a bunch of old guys and use our younger guys as supplements. And if they're not traded away, I think that's why I'm leaning towards them doing because they have the space, the money space, and they have the assets to be able to do that really quickly if they wanted to.
I mean, the only thing Stone has done good was was his only good move was his first year when he signed Christian Wood.
Yeah.
But how good was it? Look
Yeah,
at
I'm about to say that
hindsight.
didn't even pan out though.
We won with like 10 games, bro.
That's the sad part. That's the sad part that was his best move.
I guess the tank, yeah, he could have
Well,
signed a big player that might have actually changed the culture.
But to be fair to Joe Blue got a point because remember the initial thing was gonna be finding help for Harden and Westbrook. So technically, Christian Wood would have been part of that group until Harden and Westbrook want to get traded.
Go ahead.
So
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all, this is something I haven't said in a long time, bro. If y'all really want to know what the Rockets were trying to do, y'all give them all this props for pivoting. They didn't want a tank. Okay, what you just said, bro. They did not want a tank. The first thing was to extend the Harden era. That failed because Harden wanted out. Okay, that failed. Remember what did they pivot to? The wow factor.
Oh my God, that was horrible. That's why you scared me, Frank, when you said they were getting better.
Actively trying to win games in a season because they didn't think that the OKC pick, they would get lucky enough to fall into the range to keep their pick with OKC. So you can't even give them credit for that because, listen, y'all check this out. They were so incompetent in trying to be good that they lucked into a number 2 overall pick. This is what we're dealing with. So I don't know, man. Like I said, walk like a duck, talk like a... We just gonna see. I don't like being pessimistic and everything, but...
Man, y'all giving me Texan vibes. Now y'all scaring me over here, Frank.
This is stuff we've talked about all year, bro. Space can attribute.
I'm naturally pessimistic, bro. I'm naturally.
Me too. That's what I said.
I'm naturally. Like, I'm kind of like shell shocked from Houston sports all my life. It's always that bitter ending to every bite almost, except for the only happy years I've been a real Houston fan is Clutch City. And I'm not talking about just basketball. That includes football. Astros is just until recently was a crapshoot. So I'm kind of shell shocked, man. Like, this is what happens when you always on the losing end in sports. Like, I don't put no chickens in no baskets and nothing like that no more, bro. Like, I'm shell shocked. Like you said about Stone. Until I see Stone build a competent roster, I'm not just supposed to give him, high accolades or praise or just my faith. I don't have faith. I like results these days. I need to see results before I can just, step out there on goodwill on something.
I think that's what scares me about Stone, unless he's tanking, which who knows if he's tanking or not. But he hasn't really done any moves that would say that's been a difference maker on our team. And I like KPJ's game, like, don't get me wrong, but one, he's like, there's a lot of things to dislike also. Like, one, he would not start on any other team. That's one thing. And then the first before that is that we also gave him, like, I know it could be terminated after 1 year, but we still gave him $18 million to play for this year, which is kind of like,
yeah,
really?
We didn't have to.
We didn't have to do it, but we did. And then we have Deshaun Tate, who also we gave a contract. Like, basically every signing that he has done been replaced by a draft pick, which we've all agreed that he's drafted good, but we had to trade those players because Sengun ended up replacing our 4 and 5s that we ended up signing. And then we're about to do the same thing with Deshaun Tate because we have Tari now. So more than likely we're going to look for something for Deshaun Tate, so if you really look at his signings, he really hasn't done much.
I agree, Joe Blue. Every signing that we did, we had to go back and recorrect it. He signed your boy Oladipo, like Frank just said. What we did soon after that, we got him off.
Well, you forgot about the other ones.
And then Tice, we had to get him off.
We lost the other guys from the Brooklyn trade too. Remember?
Yeah, they walked. Oladipo, what we got back was Avery Bradley and Kelly O, who we let walk. Avery Bradley was a corpse. Gone. Basically, if you connect that to the Harden trade, I mean, there's a lot, bro. Like, it get real nasty if you really look at it.
We got Tari out the deal.
Yeah, I think the picks, the net for it was Atari, like the pick basically like the one tangible thing.
Yeah.
So far that we've gotten from it, and the Brooklyn picks, right?
Yeah.
Who are the Brooklyn players we let go that was actually real good?
Jared Allen. Karis
LeVert and
LeVert.
Allen.
Oh my god.
And listen, LeVert was sick, so you could have sat him. He wouldn't have played any games for you. This man fetched the Pacers 2 first-round picks
After his surgery.
after his surgery. And the Victor Oladipo we kept gave us Avery Bradley in a second-round pick from Miami.
Imagine having Jalen and Trey LeVert later.
Even if we didn't, a lot of people didn't like Gerald, whatever his name is, LeVert. That's his uncle. If y'all don't know, that's like literally. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know that either for a while.
Yeah, I told Space that. Yeah, that's his. They family. So Gerald LeVert is LeVert's uncle. But even if we didn't want him, like you could have flipped him. You could have flipped Allen. Allen is an all-star level player. You could have flipped. You know what I mean? And you chased after the same Allen archetype with Tice. That was an L. You try to make up for that with the moving him back to the Celtics, and instead of getting because the Schroeder, Enes Kanter, and whatever trade was supposed to be a 3-team trade, they ran out of time to make the deal, so we had to eat the Schroeder contract. That's why he was here, and we didn't do nothing. We just ate it and let him walk.
The irony is we could have used him this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think this is why KJ wants a trade, is that the moment we trade Eric Gordon, and basically all we're gonna do is replace Eric Gordon with Deshaun Tate, and KJ is gonna see the same minutes that he's seeing now.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
That's nasty.
Because we seen it before. We seen it last year. Tate was over KJ. And like Frank always liked to say, Silas, if you a Silas guy, Silas gonna play you. Like Silas got his guys. KPJ is his guy.
Space,
Tate is his guy.
You know exactly who this is sounding like, right? Now that you got the pessimist in. This literally sounds like Bill O'Brien.
I said that on the pod how long ago, Frank? A month or so ago? Bro. 2 months ago?
Yep. Yeah, man. The parallels is crazy. It is crazy.
I was thinking that today.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I said that about 2 months ago yeah. Y'all getting my vibe, man. Y'all getting my vibe now.
Yeah. Yep. The parallels are, and I made the statement earlier is that we are, if you look at us at every level, the players, we have young players. Coach, we have a new head coach. GM, we have a new GM. Owner, we got a new owner. In a league that's filled with sharks at every level. I mean, you're going against Pop one night, Eric Spoelstra at the coaching level. On the player level, you're going against LeBron, Jokic one night, Giannis. At the GM level, you're going to go Danny Ainge. You're going against, Joe Lake. You're going against all these dudes that have built championship rosters. Everybody in the NBA is trying to win. And even at the ownership level, Mark Cuban and all, GMs, Masai Ujiri, like there's these guys that have done it. They know the game, they know the business, and just like Jalen struggles against different looks as a young player, Stone is going to struggle against other seasoned GMs that know this game like the back of their hand. Silas is going to struggle against Popovich and Spoelstra and Nurse. He's going to struggle against these coaches that their systems is like ingrained. They know how to be a head coach. So I'm saying all that to say that you can't assume things are going to be just perfect and fine just because you have faith and hope, because in reality, we are in the worst position to really be successful because we're starting from the bottom, and you're not in the where everybody gets to win league. You're competing at every single position, and the competition is better than this at every single position. So until they do stuff, I can't grant anybody anything. Like I can't say, well, I know we're going to do X, Y, and Z just because, like, no, why would I assume that? Why would the other team not make that move or get that player? Or why would they make that trade for us to help us out? You know what I mean? If we don't have to give up something in return. So that's really, what this offseason is going to really show the skill level of our GM. I think Silas has shown a little bit of his hand, and we can criticize him and all that, but Stone's turn is coming because this coming season, he has to, there's some moves he has to make. The money is there. you got to move some players around, starting with Eric Gordon. That's almost a minimal thing he has to do. Like they have to move EG, starting with that this trade deadline, and then you got to build a roster. You got to build a roster, and then start fielding a competitive team going forward. And we'll see. He might be a Michael Jordan or a John Moran of G.
Incompetency that Eric Gordon is still on his team. That's incompetent. You can't tell me you couldn't have got this man off already. You can't tell me that. Like, no. I bet you if I really tried, I can call up a few GMs tomorrow and have Eric Gordon traded. And they don't even know me, but they'll probably take my offer for Eric Gordon. Because if you really want to trade somebody, you could trade them, bro. If you really want somebody to trade,
you take a bag of chips and what? And some Sprite,
bro. I'll take a bag of hot fries, some hot fries, and a cold Lipton brisk iced tea. 1 liter, $1.99 brisk iced tea. You can have that, man. I even pack his clothes.
I was just about to ask y'all, do y'all think we can still get a late first for him?
No. They don't look at these, like Frank was saying, these GMs that's been around, the Pat Rileys and they pull teeth. Like, they do this for, like, they don't care. Like, this is like going to sleep for them. This is nothing new for them. They done seen every situation, every single little trick in the book. It comes second nature to them to make good deals. They know when they see a good deal and when it's beneficial for them. They not out here just trading people just to trade them.
Damn.
And like, we are so far behind the curve, like he said, at every level. Coach, players, GM, water boys, cheerleaders, they all knew. The Red Rowdies are gone. They not here no more. We don't have the Red Rowdies. We got like the Red Sparks. Some like they don't even fill up the whole section no more. Like we knew, bro. We are infant.
Crazy.
We are infant.
Man, y'all think Maury will do us a solid with EG, man, since he trying to make the new Rockets?
Maury wanted EG.
He trying to survive.
Maury already wanted EG.
Yep, he did. Maury gonna be looking for a damn job if he don't get it right in Philly.
Yeah, Maury is a whole nother. He in a whole nother crapshoot. He went over there in Philly trying to relive Houston days.
That's crazy.
When it didn't even work over here in they prime, all them guys was prime.
That is crazy.
He out of there. Him and Doc.
I don't know what he was thinking with that, bro.
Yeah, that was dumb. Like he literally hitched his ride to Harden, who never proved he could like doing it.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, man. Let me see. I might get a couple of more off. Let's see who in here. Oh, we got Daquan Davis. He just jumped in. He says I really like Brandon Miller, and I hope we can get him in the draft. Okay, Brandon Miller. Bumper say he's the truth. So I'm gonna ride with y'all on the Brandon Miller. I'm gonna watch him in March. Check back with me in March on Brandon Miller. Clip Corleone says KPJ is capable of being just as good as D-Lo. At what? D'Angelo Russell?
Snitching on teammates.
Hey, D'Angelo Russell is a pick and roll guard. KPJ can't even run a pick and roll. D'Angelo Russell can't shoot 3-pointers, catch a shoot. KPJ, the only thing KPJ got over D Russ is he's a little athletic, a little taller. I don't see. I mean, you switch them two, maybe we get maybe 2 more games, 1 or something. But I don't think it's like he just dominate D-Lo. Like he ain't that upper echelon over D-Lo like that. What y'all think, D-Lo? Okay,
I never liked him after he told on Nick Young. I hated D-Lo ever since.
Yeah, but.
That's on D-Lo.
He can come in here and run a pick and guard. He can snitch on Silas all day. He ain't telling us nothing. He ain't running no plays. He can snitch on them. Take the phone in there and record the practice, bro. He can be our secret agent. Let's see. Chetman says hell no to the Harden coming back. I don't need
Oh
your
yeah,
young guys
please no.
learning
I
where the
saw
best
what you
strip
call
clubs
it.
are. Bro, seriously, you think these 19, 20-year-old guys don't know where the strip club at? They know where it's at. Now, they want
Yeah,
to
but
go
Harden
to it?
he gonna catch him up real quick. Like talk to this one, do that one, throw this much.
Yeah, they can't even get in. They need to be 21. Oh, no, you can get
Yeah,
in
that's
at
a good
18.
question.
You can get in at 18, I think, right? Nah, I think it's
so.
21, huh?
Cause you can't drink.
Yeah, I think it's 21. You have to be 21. Let's see. Green Forest says D-Lo, no. Okay. Dick Horn Devin says I like KPJ as a 6-man. Trade EJ. Put Tata as a starter. Yeah. Just give up on that dream right now while we got Silas. You like just give up on that dream. Tata ain't gonna start no time. Not while Silas is anyway. Not this year. KPJ is his guy. He's stuck on KPJ, so he ain't gonna see Silas. I mean, he ain't gonna see the starting lineup. Tata. Let's see, man. It's going on 1 o'clock, man. I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all get up out of here. Thank y'all for sticking around like always. DJ Generation Joe Blue, y'all got anything to say?
One quick question. It's quick.
What's up?
If we don't get a top 3 pick, I know Frank was saying probably trade it, but I know it's kind of no man's land 5 through 7. What would be a bet? Like if we know we're not getting top 3, what would be the next best pick? Because I don't feel like 4 and 5, you kind of no man's land.
I mean, you still got Anthony Black and one of the Thompson twins. There's still some guys I think that's they can be worth a 4 or 5 pick and come here and contribute. Personally, I don't necessarily think we have to punt and trade it out unless you just get a hell of an offer for it, like Frank was saying. If you could get up off of it, get a couple of first rounds for next year or something, maybe you do it. But I say go ahead and draft somebody in that range where you lie at. We already have a roster crunch at every position almost anyway. Somebody gonna have to leave anyway. Figure it out, draft BPI best player available, and run with it.
Got it.
Yep, I agree.
I was kind of curious with the same question. Like, what if Detroit got the second pick and they're already like pretty much stacked at point guards? So like, for the second pick would be Scoot. Would you want to do a trade for one of those point guards that Detroit would have between like Cade Cunningham, Ivy?
That's a
good
weird
question.
scenario.
That's a good one, Joe.
So you saying
I don't know.
if they got Scoot, if they landed on 2,
Because
and you know they gonna
draft,
Scoot, should we go after Cade or? I
Or
think
which one?
that now they will be in a hard position.
Yeah, that's hard.
They will be in a hard position. If I was them, I'm drafting Scoot anyway. I'm trying out the 3-guard lineup. Hey,
That's
Ain't no guarantee.
That's greedy.
hey, it
Give
might
one
be,
us.
but we still. But see, the thing about what trades, we can always trade them.
Yeah.
We ain't got to trade them right off the dump.
And what you don't want is to miss out on a generational talent trying to say you good, then one of the guys you do have don't turn out to be anything. And you look across the country and Scoot over there being the next coming of Chris Paul or something. So I would take the 3 guards and just figure it out later.
Would you trade, like, if you're in the Rockets position, say if you fell out of the top 3, maybe say 4 or 5, would you try to go after, like, say, an Ivy or a Cade by chance, if they would be on?
That's basically what he was saying. Yeah, basically, if we knew Detroit was looking to move them, if they made them available, hell yeah, I'd go after a Cade or Ivy. Why not?
Same.
I mean, if they make them available, yeah, we gotta go. Hell yeah, I'm throwing my hat in it. Cade or Ivy. I would rather probably take Ivy, truthfully, over Cade. I just like what Ivy brings. Like, he got that high upside to where, man, if he can just figure a couple of things out, that guy will be, sheesh, killer. Did we just get somebody new up in here? Let's see. Oh no, that's Joe Blue. I think he came back.
Did y'all end the stream already?
Oh, we about to jump out, man. It's going over on 1 o'clock.
I'm out, y'all. I ain't gonna hold y'all up no longer. I appreciate everything.
Nah, for sure.
Appreciate it.
Nah, for
Y'all
sure,
having me on,
man.
though.
You know how we do it over here, bro. I like talking basketball. Only thing is my camera about to die, and I know people got to go to work in the morning. But thank y'all for hanging out with us. Oh yeah.
Y'all take it easy.
It's a warning. Everybody, man, it's gonna be freezing cold, man. Do what y'all gotta do to stay warm and keep your pets and whatever, your cars. Take care of them, man, because it's supposed to be getting real cold by tomorrow night. So whatever you gotta do, wrap up your plants, everything, So we over here at the Chop Shop, we just want everybody to be safe, man. So like we always say about this time, hug your family, love them, kiss them. Make sure you show them you love them. You never know when we gonna be gone, man. Treat everybody with respect. Thank you to all the Rockets fans. Thank you for everybody. Thank you for my co-host Frank, like always, and thank you for everybody that jump up. DJ Generation and my boy Joe Blue came up here to speak. Like always, we always gonna be die-hard Rockets fan. It's nothing wrong with criticizing your team. If you want to be the best, you gotta demand the best. So, like always, we're gonna hit you up when we come back next time to talk about another saga in this Rockets basketball life, man. Appreciate everybody for joining us, man. Let's go, Houston Rockets.